What you are about to hear is based on a real case. The names have been changed. Everything else happened exactly as I'm about to tell you. Sarah moved into her new apartment on a Tuesday in October. She had been looking for this place for 7 months. New neighborhood, new locks, new start. But Sarah was smart about safety. Before she even finished unpacking, she installed cameras. One above the front door, one in the living room, one in the hallway, one in the kitchen. 4 cameras, every corner covered. She could see her entire apartment from her phone, from anywhere in the world. She set up the system in under an hour, created her account, chose a password. The app suggested she change the default password. She made a mental note to do it later. She never did. That night, she video called her sister and showed her the camera feeds. 4 clean, empty rooms, exactly where they should be. She felt safer than she had in years. She had absolutely no idea that 11 minutes after she activated those cameras, someone else was already watching them. His name isn't important. What matters is what he did every single night. Sitting in a dark room 3 cities away in front of 3 monitors that never turned off. He had a list, not of names, of IP addresses. Thousands of home security systems, all running on the same software, all shipped from the manufacturer with the same default login. Username, admin. Password, admin. Most people never change it. The manufacturer recommended it in a small note on page 47 of a manual nobody reads. He scanned through the list the way most people scroll through social media, casually, habitually, without thinking. He found Sarah's system 11 minutes after she turned it on. He typed admin, pressed enter. The screen showed access granted, 4 cameras now online. He opened a folder on his desktop, named it with a single letter, S, and he began to watch. That first night, he watched for 4 hours. Sarah slept through all of it, completely unaware that every camera she installed to protect herself was now his. 3 months in, Sarah started noticing things. Small things. The thermostat changed when she hadn't touched it. Her TV turned on at 3 a.m. to a channel showing static. Once, then twice, then a 3rd time. She called the manufacturer. They said it was a firmware update. She called again the following week. They said it was a software glitch. She believed them, because what else could it be? What she didn't know was that he had discovered her smart speaker, the one sitting on her kitchen counter. He could hear everything that happened in that kitchen, including those phone calls to customer support. He listened to her describe the thermostat changes. He listened to them tell her it was a glitch. And when she hung up the phone, frustrated but reassured, he went back to watching. He had learned something important that night. She was starting to feel something, that instinct that tells you something is wrong, even when you can't explain why. He would need to be more careful. He deleted 4 weeks of access records, the ones she could see if she ever looked. He kept his own copies. Then he kept watching, because the thing about that feeling, that something is wrong feeling, is that people almost always talk themselves out of it. 8 months after she moved in, Sarah read an article about a woman in another state whose home cameras had been hacked. Her stomach dropped while she read it. She told herself it was different. Her system was fine. Customer support had said so. But something made her look anyway. She opened her camera app, went into settings she had never opened, found a page she didn't know existed. The access log. A record of every single time someone had connected to her cameras. She saw her own IP address, the familiar one from her phone, and then she saw another one. She scrolled down. It was still there. She scrolled faster. Still there. The same IP address, over and over and over, every single entry between 11 p.m. and 4 a.m. She scrolled for a long time. When she finally stopped, the log said 847 entries. 847 times, over 8 months, every night, while she slept. She tried to stand up from her chair. Her legs didn't work. She sat on the floor instead, and she stayed there for a very long time, looking at the number 847, thinking about every night she had felt safe, every night she had gone to sleep not knowing. Every single one of those nights, he had been there, watching. The police traced the IP address in under 40 minutes. They had a name, they had an address. A detective drove there immediately. He would later say in court that he had been a detective for 19 years. He had worked homicides, kidnappings, cases that stayed with him for the rest of his life. But nothing prepared him for that room. The walls were covered, floor to ceiling, printed photographs. Every room of Sarah's apartment, every angle, every hour of every night for 8 months. Her living room, her kitchen, her bedroom, her daughter's bedroom. He stood in the doorway for a long moment. Then he walked to the desk. There was a notebook. He opened it to the last page. A date, next week's date, written at the top, circled in red ink. And beneath it, 3 words, 3 neat, carefully written words. Time to visit. He picked up his phone and called Sarah immediately. It rang once, twice, 3 times. She didn't answer. He pulled up the camera system remotely, checked each feed one by one. Front door, clear. She had arrived home 23 minutes ago. Living room, on, empty. Hallway, on, empty. Bedroom, on, empty. And then, the kitchen. The kitchen camera was off. It had been showing a live feed at 6 p.m. Someone had turned it off, from inside the apartment. The detective grabbed his keys. He was already running before he reached the door.